yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Look at how my future starts to burn bright. I am chasing every single dream within my sight. Never stop until I reach that very highest height. Heavy pressure makes me feel like I am light. Walking through the storm and all this heavy rain, turning every single loss into a massive power gain. Breaking every single link upon this heavy iron chain. I will never let a moment go in vain. Watch the way I turn this lead into gold. Listen to the stories that are waiting being told. I am far too brave to ever be controlled. Taking over everything because I am just so bold. Burning like a wild and very bright orange flame. Everybody everywhere is gonna know my own name. I am playing for the top of this game. Nothing in this world will ever be the same. Moving through the city and I go so fast, leaving all the shadows of my heavy dark past. Building up a legacy that is gonna last. Every single die has already been officially well cast. I am sitting high up on a very golden throne, doing all this heavy lifting strictly on my own. Watch the way the seeds of greatness were sown. Every single skill has finally been very well honed. Making moves while others have nothing left to say. I am gonna find a brand new way, chasing down the glory in the heat of day. I am here to win and not to play. Feeling so electric and I feel so very alive. Pushing through the limits just so I can thrive. Doing what it takes so I can finally arrive. Fueling up the engine for a very long drive. Rolling up the sleeves and paying such a price. Cold as winter season and I look like ice. Throwing down the numbers on a pair of dice. I will never have to ask for any advice. Finally I found a way to be truly free. There is nobody else who is just like me. Everything I want is what I finally can see. Sailing right across the middle of the deep sea. Shining from a distance like a very bright star. Driving in a very fast and very shiny car. Raising up the level and I set the bar. I've come from somewhere that is very far. Making sure the deal is actually for very real. Harder than a polished piece of very black steel. Spin the lucky colors on the giant prize wheel. You will never know exactly how I truly feel. I have never let them bring my spirit down. I'm wearing such a heavy and expensive crown, known by every person in this very loud town. Moving like a king and never like a clown. Watch the way I'll stop to finally truly rise. Staring at the truth with my very own eyes. Winning every single moment in the biggest first prize. I am getting better and I am getting wise. Everyone is heading to the middle of the club, leaving all the haters in a very deep sub. Cleaning up the vision with the very hard scrub. I am growing bigger than a tiny little shrub. Carry so much power at a high stake. I am gonna jump into the deep lake. I am real and I am never being fake. Taking every single chance that I can finally take. Putting on a very loud and very bright show. Watch the way the bank account will surely grow. I'm moving fast and never moving very slow. Lighting up the world with a very high glow. Listen to the rhythm and the very heavy sound. I am standing firmly on the very solid ground. Looking for the treasure that can finally be found. I am moving up and I am glory bound. I am never ever gonna truly ever quit. Every single candle in the room is now lit. Working on the style in a very perfect fit. I am getting stronger and I have the grit. Making all the moves and making all the cash. Moving through the traffic with a very quick dash. Everything I do is gonna make a splash. Burning all the bridges into a pile of ash. Standing very tall against a very heavy brick wall. I'm never ever gonna slip or fall. I am gonna answer when the people call. Giving everything I have and giving my very all. Everything I have is looking very fresh and new. I am doing things that only very few do. Staring at the sky and it is very blue. Sticking to the vision like a very strong glue. Now the day is over and it is done. I have finally won it at some real fun. Hotter than the middle of the very bright sun. I'm still the only in the number one. Putting all the rumors to a very final rest. I have finally passed every single hard life test. Better than the others in the very absolute best. Moving to the mountains in the very far west. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, yeah. We like the city while the neon signs play. I chase the vision every single damn bright day. No one can stand inside my golden paved way. We keep it moving while the heavy shadows sway. This brand new engine got a really loud bite. We dominate the scene until the morning cold light. My future looking sharp and also extremely pure white. I feel the power when I reach another height. You see me sitting on a polished stone throne. I built this empire in a strictly solo zone. I take the kingdom that I truly now own. My seeds of greatness are the only ones sown. They try to speak about my heavy golden fame, but nobody here can even whisper my real name. I played the chips inside this very risky game. I set the boring basic rules completely on flame. We let the money and the heavy liquids flow. I watch the status in the bank account grow. I show the talent that I truly now know. You see the energy within a rhythmic high glow. I never ever get a second of deep sleep. The mountainsides are looking very dark and steep. I make the promises that I will always keep. I take the harvest that I finally can reap. I take a journey on a water in a ride. There is no place for you to ever hide. I feel the motion of the heavy ocean tide. I have the universe and cosmos on my side. My soul is silver and my heart is gold. I do the things that I was never told. I watch the story of my life now unfold. I am the winner and I am very bold. I see the vision with my very own eyes. I am the master of the sudden big prize. I watch the mercury within the thought thermometer rise. I ignore all of the fake and plastic lies. I drive the metal and I drive it fast. I leave the shadows of my heavy dark past. I make a legacy that will forever truly last. I have the anchors and the heavy iron cast. I see the finish and it is very near. I do not carry any heavy burden of fear. I make the message very loud and quite clear. I am the person that the people all cheer. I feel the rhythm and the very heavy beat. I keep on walking on the cold city street. I never ever will accept the total sad defeat. I make the victory feel very tasty and sweet. I do not care about the heavy pouring rain. I find the pleasure inside all the heavy pain. I keep on driving in the very fast lane. I am the pilot of a very large plane. I need to make a very heavy hard cash. I make the building and the window just smash. I leave the critics in a very large trash. I disappear within a very sudden bright flash. Walk upon the very solid and hard ground. I love the texture of the heavy bass sound. I am the king who was finally just crowned. I am the leader that the people have found. I am the person who is now the king. I wear the diamond on a very shining ring. I hear the melody that all the birds sing. I take the winner and I make it spring. I put the spirit to a very hard test. I am the winner because I am the best. I never take a very single second of rest. I have the passion inside my very own chest. I am the giant who is very high tall. I am the person who will never ever fall. I am the player who will take the ball. I answer every single heavy and loud big call. I check the numbers on the ticking metal clock. I hear the keys to every single heavy lock. I am the solid and the very heavy rock. I am the captain of the very large dock. I walk through every single heavy purple smoke haze. I am the winner of the very long maze. I feel the heat of the very bright blaze. I am the glory and the very high praise. I drive the engine in a very fast car. I am the person who is now a star. I take the journey and I go very far. I leave the door of the heavy cage ajar. I am the person who will never ever quit. I have the fire and it is finally lit. I make the garment that will really perfectly fit. I have the genius and the very sharp wit. I open every single heavy and close big door. I keep on asking for a little bit more. I hear the ocean and the heavy loud roar. I am the eagle that will finally